guys, it's Kira and welcome to another vlog. It's actually currently about 6 AM on Friday morning, which is obviously a relatively random time to be starting a new vlog, and also an unusual time for me to actually be like completely ready and, you know, about to leave the house. And the main reason for that is just because I have a very busy and exciting day ahead of me, and that's because I'm just about to head out to the train station where I'm going to be meeting Em from the channel A Little Writer Em, and together we have a lovely day trip in London together, which I'm so excited about. Now, before I get into all of our day plans, I will just preface this by saying that the main reason that I actually initially wanted to do this trip to London is going to make me sound like a little bit weird, and that is actually because Veggie Pret, which is a branch of Pret, which is just vegetarian and vegan food, announced that they were releasing vegan almond croissants. Vegan almond croissants! I was like ready to drop everything and go straight to London because I honestly love almond croissants so much. Before going vegan, I was addicted to the Pret's just regular vegan. I keep wanting to call them vegan almond croissants, but what I mean is I really liked just the Pret's regular almond croissants, and then they released vegan ones, but unfortunately Veggie Pret is pretty much just in London as far as I know, and so in my mind anyway, that is a valid reason to go down to London. But of course there's lots and lots of other things to do as well, so I asked Em if she fancied doing a day trip down together, and she of course did, and so we've planned this little trip, and we're of course going to be eating lots and lots of good food because it's London and there's so much amazing stuff to try, and we're also going to be doing lots of book shopping and I'm sure just exploring London in general. So without further ado, I have a train to catch, so I'm going to go and meet Em at the train station and get on our little journey down to London.
For too long, I don't know what else to do. I wanna get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head, but it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. Nothing left. I've been staring at the ceiling, I've been staying up all night. Everything I ever worked for vanished in the blink of an eye. I've been asking every question, 'cause I haven't got a clue. Why's it gotta be me? What the hell am I supposed to do? I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. It's hard to see it clearly. Yeah, I try my best, but nothing turns out right. God, I need you now so dearly, 'cause I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left.
Oh, that's a cute little raggedy pigeon.
Hello! Good pigeon shot, right, okay, football time.
Okay, so we've just stopped for a little bit in this park. Is it called Green Park? Green Park, and we just finished up in Waterstones Piccadilly, which is literally the biggest bookshop I think I have ever been in. And of course, I came away with quite a few books. The wind died down.
Blowing a gale.
So I ended up buying how many books? 5 books. 2 of them are small poetry books, so I'll start off with them. First up we have this collection of poems from Edgar Allan Poe, which I've bought very specifically for my next Rory Gilmore 24-hour readathon that I'll be doing next weekend. And I also got Howl by Allen Ginsberg for that very same reason. So I wouldn't normally buy these books, but I'm excited to see what they're about. And then we have an old fave, Normal People by Sally Rooney, but a different cover, which I am very excited about, and it's a Waterstones exclusive. Ooh. Very excited. I just couldn't resist. Em pointed it out, and then you know how it goes.
Just a little zoom on that. I don't know how you kept a straight face then when that man walked past and was laughing at you.
Was he laughing at me?
Laughing with us, I think, more than at us. I hope.
Next up we have The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, which I've been thinking about for ages. And this is the first time I've seen it in paperback instead of hardback, and I'm not a huge hardback person, so I kind of wanted to wait until I saw paperback, and I'm really excited for this one because I really liked The Night Circus, and this cover is just beautiful. And then the final book I picked up was The Truants by Kate Weinberg, and this one just sounds very interesting. I don't know a huge amount about it, but it just sounds very like slightly dark academia-y, and I think it's going to be good. So that was quite a book haul. Not gonna lie, we are probably going to go to at least one more bookshop, so I may end up having more books to show you later, as if we don't die from wasp attack before then. So I put on my most autumnal jacket this morning, and I think I've actually made autumn happen, so I'm pretty happy about it.
I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can. I ain't got nothing left.
The face of someone whose dreams have just come true. Oh my god.
Is it good?
Oh my god. Look, Kira. Are you ready?
Yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready. Don't really know how to go for it.
Just go for it.
Oh my god.
Is it good?
That is a cookie.
It's a cookie, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Out of 10?
Do you know, like, it's really good, but I really like the ones I make at night. It tastes kind of like dates.
Ooh.
So I do kind of feel like this entire vlog has just turned into me eating my way around London, which is essentially the best thing I could be doing with my time, so I don't really mind that. But with that being said, we just stopped off in another little park for a rest, and it was getting to the point where we were both kind of delirious and didn't know if we were ever going to find somewhere to sit down again. But then we came across this little green bit, and it is a lovely little place to stop for a rest. I also just found the biggest pine cone I've ever seen, which is quite impressive, so I just thought I'd share that. But really what this is all about is this cinnamon scroll from Crosstown Donuts. It's not a fully vegan donut place, but they do a lot of vegan things. One of those things is the cinnamon scroll, and I'm so excited to try it because cinnamon and cinnamon rolls are my favourite. So let's see what it's like. Oh, that's perfect. It's like perfectly cinnamony, got a nice glaze on top, but it's not too heavy or sickly, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this and then maybe see if we can muster up some energy to explore a little bit more.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I've got croutons as well as bread.
No way.
That's the kind of food I like. Double carbs. Double carbs. Double carbs.
Good morning guys, it is now Saturday and I have planned a much more chilled out day today compared to yesterday, which was so jam-packed. I think both Em and I had such a fun time in London though, and I think we're definitely going to do that more often because although it was a kind of expensive day given how much food I bought and obviously the train tickets, it wasn't overly expensive and it was just a really fun day. We actually didn't end up getting on the tube all day, we just walked around because we didn't really have a huge amount of things that we wanted to do. We just kind of wanted to explore, and so there was no point in rushing around on the tube, and instead we just kind of walked around and explored, which meant that we did pretty much 30,000 steps all day. So by the time we got back into Leeds last night, it was like, honestly, the reason I didn't film an update was because I was literally dead. I had just like rolled straight into bed and my feet were so sore, but absolutely well worth it because it was such a fun day. And honestly, all of that food we got was so good. That was definitely the highlight, and obviously I got some good books as well, but it was just really fun to go and explore London with Em, and we just had a really nice day together. But like I said, I've got a much more chilled out day ahead of me today. It is Saturday the 22nd, I think, of August, and this evening we actually have the Dark Academics live show for August where we're going to be discussing If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I'm still just about 80 pages from the end and I'm so loving this book. It's just such a gripping read. It's all about a murder or a potential murder that took place at this acting school where they all study Shakespeare, and they're all so into Shakespeare that Shakespeare is kind of embedded in their everyday language, and they're just so intriguing, and we still don't know who has committed this murder. We just know who was eventually punished for it. So we have that as kind of like a prologue, and then you're kind of getting the rest of the story as we go. It's also really interestingly told in 5 acts, which is obviously a nod to Shakespeare. And so each of those 5 acts has a prologue, and that prologue is the part of the book that is present tense. So that is the person from the book that was accused of the murder and was sent to prison for it, trying to clear things up and sort of clarify what actually happened. So we have a prologue for each of the acts, and then it goes into the scenes, which are essentially the chapters. So it's told in a really captivating way, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this one off today in preparation for the live show later. But right now, I'm just so grateful that I was clever enough and had enough foresight to buy a second almond croissant from Veggie Pret so that I had a vegan croissant ready for me for breakfast today. So I've got my croissant, got my cup of tea, and I'm just going to go and chill out and enjoy these. I'm then going to meet my sister for a coffee, and then when I get back this afternoon, I definitely am just going to settle down, probably with another cup of tea, and just do some reading. So, although today has been definitely a much more chilled out day than yesterday was, it's also gone really, really quickly, and it is now about 6:30 in the evening. Like I mentioned earlier, I enjoyed my delicious almond croissant, which I brought back from London with me. I went out for coffee with my sister, and then my mum and my stepdad joined us for a little bit. And then I came home and did some reading of If We Were Villains, which essentially took us all the way up till dinner time, and I finished off this book. This was the perfect book to read today because although I've come outside now to just film this little outro, it's actually been a really, really gloomy and rainy day, which is perfect for this book, which is so dark and atmospheric. And honestly, the atmosphere of this book is what I've enjoyed most about it, and I think I'm giving it 4 stars. The ending of the book was unexpected to me. I really wasn't sure what was going to go on, and it was quite open-ended, and I'm still not entirely certain how I feel about the ending, but the overall atmosphere throughout the rest of the book I think was incredible. I really did love how all of these characters were so ingrained in their Shakespearean acting roots that it was so embedded in their everyday life and language that you kind of got the impression that they were all relatively untrustworthy characters because they'd kind of blurred the lines between acting and reality to the point where everything was a performance, and that just meant that there was sort of a certain level of mistrust because you just couldn't really gauge whether someone was being themselves or whether they were putting on a role and stepping into the shoes of a different character. I think that added an extra element of mystery to this because you were not only trying to figure out what had actually happened with this murder that took place at school, but you also have this added mystery of everyone's ulterior motives and just natural tendency to slip into acting and putting on a facade rather than being just upfront and honest. So I absolutely loved this one. 4 stars because, like I said, it had a slightly unsatisfying ending, just in the sense that it was like, it felt like you were about to get a conclusion and then it just opened it back up again, and I just didn't necessarily see the point in that. If you've read it you might understand what I'm talking about, but if not, I still wouldn't let that put you off of reading it because honestly it was such a good book and really, really enjoyable. I'd say next to The Secret History, this is probably my 2nd favourite dark academia. So that is going to bring this little reading vlog to an end. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that Em and I got up to in London yesterday, and of course hearing my concluding thoughts on the end of The Secret History is not what I was reading. My concluding thoughts on If We Were Villains. Like I said, I definitely enjoyed reading it, and I had such a fun time on our little trip to London yesterday, and of course really, really enjoyed all that good food. But I'm now literally just about to go and jump on the live show to talk about If We Were Villains, and I'm so excited. That's taking place on Emma's channel, and I will link it down below so you can go and check it out if you don't manage to watch it live. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.